Hello, I'm going to talk about the differentiating lesson plan instructions. Unfortunately, I can't get Screencastify to work for me, but we're going to make do with what we have because that's what we do as teachers. So I'm going to start out by talking about what activity I decided to do. I decided to do an activity for a third grade group of students, and I chose to work on a science activity in the climate and weather area. I chose to do the standards of make a claim about the design solutions that reduces the impact of a weather-related hazard. So basically just talking about weather-related things, and I decided to do mine based off of clouds, which is something that is important for students to learn in the first part of learning about weather and climate before they actually learn about what weather and climate truly are. It's a good way to get them started in understanding that. Additionally, I decided to put a math standard in there, which is using appropriate tools and strategically, because I decided to use an experiment for this in order to have it be a more hands-on activity, because for my case study student was Carter, and he is a student that works better with more hands-on activities and hands-on things. So I felt like this would be a good thing for all the other students in the room, and additionally him, that he's able to do an activity that other students are able to do also, and feel like he's truly a part of the group and he's incorporated into the educational curriculum, which is important for students to have, I truly believe. So for my ABC objective, I basically stated that the students will be able to identify what form a cloud is through an interactive activity, which is the experiment. And through that, they'll write an explanation, and they will need to be graded on that cloud worksheet, as we call it, which is basically just steps through the experiment that they're going to do and what conclusions can they truly make through this experiment that have taught them about what they're going to do. There's different materials that are needed for this activity. It's one of the more material-based activities, I would say, not just handing them a sheet of paper and teaching them up front. There will be videos that are used in this activity just to help with a visual presentation for them, along with me talking to them about the videos and them discussing their ideas and feelings about it. So for this activity, you're going to need different things such as clear cup, warm water. Some schools don't, like my school that I teach in right now, they don't have warm water. So measuring cups so that you can heat the water up in a microwave is, I think, kind of important. And also just different plastic lids that you can stick on top of the covers, on top of the waters. I don't have any clear things on me, but a cover that you can just stick on. It doesn't have to move on like this, but just something that you can stick on, and something that's clear, so not blue like this. I don't have a clear cup at my house, but I decided to just use this as my example to show you for what I have in my house right now. For the opening part of the activity, I found this really cool video, and there's a couple other videos that I found, and it's on a mystery science app. So basically you go online and it's called Mystery Science, and they do different activities with kids. And one of the things is they teach you in the video about different areas of learning through science, basically. And it just kind of gives the kids videos of a think about it kind of video, and then the kids have to work through the think about it part, and it actually gets them really thinking. And part of the video, which I thought was really cool and I wanted to share, was that it actually shows a skydiver, and he goes through a cloud, and a lot of people thought clouds were in the back in the day. They thought that clouds were kind of like cotton candy, which I think is really cool to kind of explain it like that to students, and then for them to watch the person go through the cloud and see all the water particles on his webcam that he's going through the cloud with. I think it's called a GoPro, but on his GoPro, seeing all of those really cool. It's really cool for the students, because just watching students' eyes just get big and be like, oh my gosh, clouds are made out of water. It's really interesting and really cool, and I think it really sets the tone for the experiments for the kids and gets them really excited to actually truly learn what clouds are like. So after that, for the procedure stage, for the process of them learning, the students will each get a cup and a worksheet, and they'll also get this little sheet, and I included it in my outline just to show you. And it's a sheet, and it has words written on it, and they're written in kind of descending order of how large the text is. And they have to hold that up against the back of the cup. And when they hold it up against the back of the cup, they have to then explain which line they can read through the cup. Proceeding through that, after they do that, I'll explain to the kids, what do you think is going to happen when then you are going to have water in the cup. So then they get their warm water in the cup, and once they get the warm water in the cup, they put the paper on the back to see what they can see through it, add the lid on top so that then the air is trapped, the water's trapped, and it starts to fog up, and it shows kind of how a cloud is truly created in the atmosphere, which is really intriguing for the students and really important for them to learn. Now, because this is a differentiating lesson plan that you really need to involve all different kids, I decided in my ideas of how to incorporate different kids and their adaptations and their needs and what they have, I thought of like different what if statements on what I could do for different kinds of disabilities or different kinds of exceptionalities that I have in the classroom. And so I think it's important that if you do have a student who needs something for being nonverbal, or for somebody who is deaf or something like that, in that category, it's important to use subtitles and different things on the board so that they can see and read and be able to understand what is going on. Then I thought about kids who have different fine motor skills that they need to work on, that the experiment would be kind of tricky for them to work with. I think it's important that maybe you decide that all of these students are just going to partner up so that they have a partner that can help them with the fine motor skills, but yet everybody's partnered up so they don't feel as weird about that kind of situation. Because I think it's really important to make everybody feel comfortable, because if a student isn't comfortable, they're not going to learn, and that's very important. Also, I said writing down at the end, the teacher can provide support, dictionaries, different things for students that have trouble with writing and reading and those types of skills. Also, you could read the question as a group to the whole kids, pose it as a question, then they had it read to them and they're able to respond because the text has already been read to them. In my case study case with Carter, like I said before, it seems like a hands-on activity that he would feel more comfortable with is very important, because in the classroom sometimes he can kind of feel anxious, and to make him feel more comfortable in the classroom and less anxious is important for the student to be able to learn, feel comfortable, and feel willing to share ideas and different feelings and emotions. How I would close the activity is actually having them finish up the worksheet. They can draw a picture. So for those students that are having difficulty with writing and sharing their feelings through writing and their emotions and what they've learned through different activities, being able to draw a picture to share what they know is important. So they can easily take this cup that they have and they can shade in the gray area of where they see the fog, or they can draw the cover and show all the little water droplets on the cover, and you'll still understand that they understand what happened through the experiment. Because the question I posed for number 6, on my worksheet that they have to work on, it says, what can you conclude from this experiment? Please use a picture and words. So these students then who need differentiated areas of study can easily either draw, write. It kind of gives people the ability, and students the ability, to work through things the way they need to. So this is my differentiated instruction for a lesson plan for a 3rd grade science experiment. Thank you.